So now what do I do? Well, I guess there's only one thing. There's something I'd like to know. Are you real? Can you feel?
Hi friends, I'm Prairie Vintage. My name's Linda. I'm an energy intuitive reader here on YouTube, and I use spirit, my intuition, the tarot to communicate energies to you guys, most fabulous viewers. If you guys are new here, welcome to this channel. I'm so glad that you found me. I hope that you guys stay and that this reading resonates with you guys. For those of you guys who are returning to me, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you're here, and I'm super excited to get into today's reading for you. You guys are all very safe and welcome in this space with me today. Thank you so much. We'll be using these decks right here. I'll put a link to those of you guys who are interested in energetically charging these cards for future readings. And we'll be asking your angel team, spirit guides, whatever energy is sort of guiding you through your journey, whether it be spirit itself, whether it be your higher self, whether it be a specific animal guide or angel or ancestor, whoever it is that's mostly sort of pulling through at this time, the time you're watching the reading. And we'll ask them for guidance on your current situation. Okay, so what should you be doing? What should you sort of stop doing? Maybe what you should continue doing, maybe confirmation, affirmation, validation, whatever it is that pulls through here. Okay, now, of course, no tarot reader or tarot spread is ever going to tell you what you must do and have to do. So you have free will to make decisions based on your own choice. Okay, but if the reading resonates with your current situation, circumstance, then this is the guidance pulling through from your higher guidance team. Okay, so it's up to you, definitely, if you want to listen to it or go elsewhere. That's definitely under your control. Okay, if it doesn't resonate, it's not going to be your pile. Now, please keep in mind, I pull the strongest energy in your energy field. Sometimes these are people you're dealing with, situation, circumstance, a part of your world, your subconscious, your higher self, something that's made itself present to you. So it's up to you to ascribe whose and what energy that belongs to. Okay, I'm just reading the energy as it comes through here, but apply that energy towards whatever. Okay, and sometimes it's difficult when it's sort of hidden energies within us. So just keep an open mind, but to that situation or whatever it is that I'm describing should match. If it doesn't, then don't force it. It's probably not your message if it's completely left field. And of course, this is guidance to help you. Okay, so sometimes healing is painful, but if this is going to help you work through something, then that's the guidance and the advice. If it leaves you feeling completely confused, it's not helping you, it leaves you in circles, and then this is not your reading, and that's never my intention, and it's time to take a listen to what you should be focusing on in order to shift your energy forward. Okay, forward movement, growth, expansion, ascension. That's what this whole reading is for. Okay, so beautiful angels, this will be a pick a card reading, and we'll get into the options shortly. And I will put timestamps down below. And when you are ready, I will see you guys in that part of the reading. Hello, beautiful angels. So we have 4 piles, and I'm going to pull one of these feathers for each of these piles. But if at any point you're drawn to 1, 2, 3, or 4, you can select from the timestamp below. Okay, so you can use the feather, you can use the energy of the piles. I asked Spirit specifically the question in the intro, or your spirit team, whoever wants to pull through here in regards to whoever's sort of guiding you at this time. Okay, sometimes our angels step up at certain points in our life, ancestors, guides, animal guides, spirit team, whatever it is that is sort of guiding you throughout your journey to give some guidance on your situation. Okay, so let's pull the 4 options for these piles. Spirit, we're asking the collective's spirit team, guides, ancestors, whoever's sort of charging and leading the direction in which pile 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be navigating in their current situation. Can we get cards for each of these piles at this time? Thank you so much. Current guidance on the collective's situation, circumstance. how to navigate. So option 1, we have this white feather. Can you guys see? Hard to kind of see the white there. Okay, option number 2. You have this black feather. Brownish black. All right, option number 3. Guidance on our current situation, circumstance. I have this green, black, and white feather. It's a little blurry. Option number 4, guidance to help navigate their current situation. I feel this one has got lots of feathers here falling through. So you guys might have a group of guides. Okay, maybe it's not one specific guide here. Let's see. Got the stripy looking feather. Never seen such a feather. Okay, so sit with this energy. Of course, if you're pulled to multiple piles, situations could deal with multiple people. There could be many angles and aspects to a situation, which could be in separate piles. Okay, so this is why we're pulled. We could be our energy in one, someone we're dealing with in another. So just listen to your intuition. Okay, but don't force yourself to make it fit because you clicked on it. Check out the other pile if it doesn't resonate for you. Okay, and only you can use your intuition. So ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether that pile is your pile or not. Okay, and it's fine not to resonate with every single reading that I post. Not every single reading is going to have a message, but it could be that we're tapped into a frequency here that you are experiencing for sure. Okay, so sit with this energy. Take as long as you need. If you get stuck, close your eyes. And when you feel ready, open them. And the first pull you have will most likely be your pile. All right, I will see you guys at your pick. Hello, gorgeous angels. Pile number 1. You guys picked the white feather right here. And we'll be laying out all these cards. And like I said in the intro, we're asking your spirit team, whoever's sort of in the lead right now. This could be an ancestor, a specific angel, spirit guide, animal guide, your higher self, spirit, whoever pulls through here, okay, giving you guidance on your current situation. You could take it as affirmation, confirmation, validation, whatever, or it could be trying to course correct you, of course, or you could be completely stumped, wanting to know, like, what are my options? How should I overcome my situation? Now, sometimes they tap into energy around you. Could be a person, place, thing. Everything carries an energy vibration. It's up to you to apply it. Okay, this could be aspects of yourself. And sometimes there's hidden aspects of ourselves that we're not familiar with. So just keep an open mind, but it should sound like your challenge. Okay, this should help you, not hinder you, not confuse you, not to make you feel any way other than this might solve my problem. Even if it's something that is challenging to do, it should help to resolve the issue. All right, so we have the white swan. Oh my goodness. The power of divine grace is within you. Isn't that beautiful? And then we have, and you guys can skip ahead for sure, okay? But I include this part just so we can tap our intuition together. And then you can ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this is your reading throughout this card layout. And this is the best way for you to really get to that energy rather than just going straight away to the channel message. Of course, if you're in tune with the intuition, then you can go straight away to that, okay? So we have the World card. And in this deck, it's called New Beginnings. No, this isn't the World card. I'm so sorry. This is Judgment because it's card 20. Okay. So New Beginnings, it's a starting a new life, finding your purpose, and forgiving and compassionate review of the past. You know what's interesting? I was going to say this grace, it has to come with a lot of forgiveness and softness here. Okay. And swans to me talk about divine love. When I see 2, it's usually soulmate energy. And there's something here about forgiving. And when I was called to do this reading, sometimes I'll write on myself. And so this verse is Jesus's parable about forgiveness. And how do we forgive, and how many times we should forgive, and that sort of a thing. So forgiveness is coming through as a very strong sort of energy here, okay? But of course, judgment, if we pass some form of judgment, the only person we're really carrying the judgment for is ourselves, okay? So it can be very heavy to carry any judgments, of course, but this could be having a realization of some grand truth here that will allow there to be a new beginning. Okay, so we have Page of Gabriel. This is the Page of Wands. It says, energetic, brave, and optimistic, playful. Follow your passion. You're ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. Pages talk about new beginnings as well, but they are the messengers of communication. Okay, and then we have the Eight of Ariel. Take great pride in your excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. So this is the Eight of Pentacles, which is weird because it comes through in pink in this deck, and that always wants me to tie it back to cups for some reason, but it's Pentacle. Eight Pentacles. Okay. Let's keep going. We have the Lovers, and it says, intimate relationships, carefully weigh your decisions, good health. So we were talking about a soulmate type relationship potentially with this Swan, okay? Could be a relationship with self, with other. The Lovers is a choice here. And then we have renewal. Look at the confirmation. This is why I use multiple tarot decks. Same. Okay, this is the awakening or the judgment. It says renewal, Archangel Jeremiel. Review and evaluate. A favorable assessment of the facts. Time to move in a new direction. So the judgment is usually where we're sitting and making some sort of decision based on what has transpired. Okay, but both these are talking about a new beginning and a renewal. So it's almost giving off this world energy, like something's closing in order for there to be a new beginning. But the ball feels like it's in our hands here with this Lovers. Okay, it really does. It's like, what will we communicate? And the new beginning will sort of be in line with that, in which we decide to explore. Okay, but it does feel like we have to be consistent at something or put our energy towards something once we decide to go for it or do something. Three of Cups, Three of Water. Okay, a celebration, a wedding, graduation, or birth announcement. The need to have more fun. This could be the card of reconciliations as well. So this forgiveness energy is coming through again. All right, so we have the Queen of Water. This is Queen of Cups, loving, giving, psychic, beautiful. That's that Swan energy and that beautiful forgiveness energy, okay? Loving and giving. The Queen of Compassion, the Queen of Forgiveness. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces pulling through, and Gemini. Then we have the Five of Cups, disappointment, regret, and again, forgiveness. Seeing a theme here. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles for a second time. And I was telling you guys, like, I don't know where I was reading it, but the chances of card combinations coming out are like astronomically, like the odds are very rare for the same cards to sort of come out. Okay, because there's so many combinations, especially with like 78 cards here, okay? And I'm only talking about like a standard playing deck. And so for us to get the same cards, and not once, but twice, and this message is coming through very strong, okay? And maybe this is the stubbornness. It could be that we're not getting this yet, is what I feel, okay? So education, focus, detail, Eight of Pentacle. We have fairies, environment, playtime. Look at this. Have more fun, playtime, environment, enchantment with fairies. All right. And we have ask for help from others. All right. And then we have Shaman of Loss. That's this Five of Cups. Okay. And then we have Spider Spirits, Make Your Dreams Real, 56, or number 11. 11 is divine inspiration, synchronicities, and the encouragement to keep going. I do feel the ball is in your hands here, okay? Spider could be to create something. We create our environment. Okay, but it has to put in the energy and the effort to sort of weave that. It has to commit to building its web, you know? All right. Then this is my own oracle card here, and it's a beautiful sun. Okay, well, this is how I'm seeing it, sun, and all these beautiful sun rays sort of coming off the sun. Like, what are they called? Solar flares. Okay, we have strong divine masculine energy here. So this is giving me Leo. It could be some Aries energy. Okay, I don't necessarily feel any Sagittarius coming from this, but yeah, not really. Doesn't mean that it's not an energy. In fact, this page of fire could certainly be, or this page of wands could certainly be Sagittarius energy. Okay, and then we have Saint Germain, karma releasing, move beyond drama, create your own path, make room for good energy. Oh my gosh, such a consistent, beautiful message. Okay, let me consider with your energy, or the energy that I'm about to channel here, and I'll give you your message. Okay, you guys can skip ahead. Okay, pile number one. I think what you're doing, and obviously no one would intentionally do this, okay? What your angel team is telling you, or your guide, specific guide, whoever it is that's sort of working with you to work you through this journey. There's an acknowledgement or something here. Okay, I'll get into what your guidance is and your advice, but it comes with me picking up intuitively that you're not sure, don't see the power you actually have in a situation. And that is the biggest challenge. If we're under one understanding and we believe that understanding, we won't be able to see the way through, or we think we're in a different position than we actually are. You're not in a position where there's nothing you can do. And you think, well, there's nothing I can do, you know? And as long as you truly believe that, you'll feel like either stuck or helpless, or there's no being able to do anything. Now, of course, we're not a doer. So this isn't saying there is something you're supposed to force in regards to the situation, to force outcome or to attached outcome. What this is saying is, in the present moment, there's always something that can be done. And it's requiring you to be in a different energy. So that's all you need to really focus on. And don't get too far of your ahead of yourself and say, but it might turn to that, and then it might do that, and then how will I do this, and then where will it? No, because now we're already moved from this present moment. In this present moment, what can I do? And it's really, really, really a very strong message. Are you ready? Forgiveness, letting go. Do not hang on to, of course, you can do whatever you like. If you're wanting to release yourself from a disappointing experience, something where you feel it didn't produce, it's either not coming together, it didn't work in your favor, you might feel very betrayed, you might feel very hurt, you might feel very disappointed, you might feel a lot of just a sad energy. It feels like a lack, a loss. I don't have. That's what it feels like, okay? And so if we believe in that, we keep producing more lack and loss type energy because we're holding that energy. And so in order to undo this, we have to release that belief in lack and loss, that there was something that I could lose out on, or that I missed out on, or that it was a loss. There is no loss here, okay, at all. So even if you believe it and you feel it, okay, because of course you're not going to just be in cognitive dissonance and say, no loss, but we're feeling a loss. If we feel a loss, that means we believe in a loss. And so we must look at whatever has happened here and release that energy, because I feel you're carrying some sort of a resentment, a grudge, or an energy that of a loss. Okay, that you're without, or that it's withholding, or that you're on the outs of it and you're not included in it, or that it didn't work. And so your guides are saying, This isn't telling you that it's not going to work, that it's not working. This is what you believe because you're not seeing it. And it's saying, don't look with your eyes about what in this moment, whether you could tangibly feel it, because that's going to screw you up. You're going to say, well, tangibly here with my eyes, I don't see it. It's not manifested, therefore loss. See, lack, there's nothing here. And it's like, okay, but that's not an ascended spiritual way of manifesting this thing, because this thing is, again, you're here, this is a spiritual journey, and we must bring from the ethers and manifest here in the 3D. And there's no such thing as time. So I don't care if this takes 50 years, if this takes 10 years, if this is 1 week or 1 day. The Spirit is saying here through your angel team and your angel guide, or whoever here is guiding you, is saying consistent effort in regards to the right type of, no, there's no right, wrong, but the right aligned energy will get you closer to this thing that will manifest here. But if we keep putting the energy and the effort towards the thing in which is stopping it, or keeping it blocked, or the belief in which we're trying to work with you on, then we get stuck there for who knows how long. And it doesn't matter to Spirit how long we stay there, It doesn't matter. We could stay there forever and be right. Stay there forever and be right, go ahead. It's up to us. So there's something you're supposed to be doing. Now, supposed to, of course, if you want to break free from suffering, if you want to manifest this thing that you really, really, really love, there's something here about reconciliation and a new beginning. And it has to happen through you only. So there's something about reaching a true state of forgiveness, grace, compassion, love, and really connecting to that place first. If you can't, then this thing is going to stay there until we see and understand this. So this is all about opening the heart space to reach that naturally, organically, however long it takes. But if we just sit there waiting for it to come in, it's never going to come in. We have to proactively get in front of this thing, and this could be observing, this could be questioning, this could be, why do I feel this way? Or what are my beliefs right now? Or what am I thinking right now? Where's my energy going? Am I feeling resentments right now? Am I coming up with ideas about this situation that isn't necessarily true? Yes, it's how I feel, but it's creating an energy within my energy field that's keeping that vibration, because this vibration is keeping the disappointment alive. And that disappointment will forever be in your energy field. It didn't work. It's not going anywhere. I'm so disappointed. I feel all sorts of ways. I feel betrayed, and I feel like an external person, situation, circumstance can do more, or should have done more, or has the upper hand to make this a thing. And I have no power. It's like, no, actually, this whole journey is about you and your power. But power doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to force my will and way and control situation and attach to outcome and have what I want. This is about, let me go inwards and undo certain things that are creating a mismatched vibration to that of the divine, because the divine's vibration is love, forgiveness, truth, compassion. The divine, okay, God, source, doesn't vibrate in lack, loss, anger, resentments, disappointments. There's no such thing as lack and separation. There's only oneness and wholeness. And so we have to connect to that in order to be aligned and to really free ourselves from this belief we have and this energy of our experience that you didn't like. Now you're free to have a feeling about what you experienced, okay, because it made you feel a certain way. And this is saying, okay, good. Now that we felt a certain way that we did not like, or an experience that is making us feel some certain way, let's sit with that and review it and spend as much time as we can to really dive into that energy, because with you is the power. And when you connect to it, Spirit is saying through your Spirit's team here, then we're able to move forward. And you can explore this beautiful new beginning. And there will be a coming together of you and this beautiful thing. And you can really create this thing and manifest this thing in the 3D. It's not just a dream. It's not just a fantasy pie in the sky. Now it's staying in the ethers. It's not becoming a reality because we're just sort of sitting there with the same energy. Okay, so now this ask for help from others. I really feel there's some way that you're feeling, some understanding you might have about what's happened, and you're carrying it like it's true. And so I feel like in order for us to overcome this thing, we have to get to a neutral place at least, even if we can't forgive this thing or open the heart and be like, oh, forgiving and just whatever. We have to release the idea that we're right about why it's happened and what it means. And we got to go neutral at least, because there's more information. And I feel the more information comes when we can communicate from that place. But when we communicate from the other place energetically, it keeps this situation stagnant, stuck, and disappointing. And so I must neutralize, and I must make myself in an energy here, maybe that you don't want to, because maybe this is something about having a communication in which we're like, whoa, that's not blah, 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 blah. And now we're putting it off. And when you put it off, that's saying, I no longer have the power. That power and that decision is in someone else's hands to do or say. Okay, well, then you can wait for the doing and saying to come. And it's never going to come because we're waiting for the external to come inwards. This is saying from the inwards out, but we have to not just unconsciously be outwardly projecting. We have to go inwards, review, consistently observe, and really see what has happened with neutral eyes. How did this sort of unfold? Yes, it's true that I might have felt disappointed, betrayed, or a lack or a loss here, or something that made me feel not good. That's true. That's how I felt. But what actually happened here? And now let me find out more, or step towards finding more, or speaking this neutral place in order for there to be more progress, so things can be revealed, so I have more to work with, so this thing can manifest, because I do feel you don't want to give up on this thing. I feel like you're really wanting to manifest this thing. Now, you might want to give up because you're tired. You might want to give up because it's like, I'd rather just sort of free myself from all of this thing that I don't want to have to do. Okay, but it's like, this is going to free you. But there's only one way through this thing, because this is your lesson in this spiritual journey. This is all about opening the heart space to reach a level of compassion, grace, forgiveness, and only from the heart can we do this. We can't come from the mind making judgments. We can't project onto situations what our idea is, because our idea is already distorted. And so we're manifesting in the 3D, your dream, whatever this is. I don't know if this is a relationship, a circumstance, something that feels it hasn't manifested yet. You feel very passionately about this thing because it speaks to your heart. You've been really tapped into the spiritual realms about this thing. And it's saying it's due for a new beginning, but this new beginning only comes when the lessons are learned. Look, they're both looking through the book. Or she's like creating something here, but she's really analyzing and reading this thing. And so it's like, there's more to be revealed. Okay, but if we're too busy hanging on to the energy that we have, we're blind to the more. It's not going to come in. And the only way to sort of allow more in is to have our hands open. If we're clutched to feeling and we're hanging on to that, then we stay in that energy. No, but I gotta stay in this energy. Our hands aren't open. So no new information can come in. And so we could stick with the idea, which completely here is not the truth, or it's partial. And keep staying there with the partial, thinking that's the answer, or that's what happened, or that's the thing. Or we could say that's a little bit, but there's more. There's more. The little bit I did get isn't going to conclude this thing. There's more here. I have to put the pieces sort of together here. Okay, so I feel like pieces are coming in order for there to be a manifestation. Our hands need to be open in order for us to even receive the pieces. And we're the rejecter of the piece, or we're the receiver of the piece. And I feel like right now, Spirit's just saying, allow yourself to receive what's coming in. Don't try to block out anything that you assume is something that you're putting an assumption on here, okay? So if you're in a period here where something like a relationship is in a no talking, no contact, disappointing experience, this is talking about a new beginning of coming together, working through grievances. But we have to be of a sort of a pure heart here, okay? We can't come in any other way, or else it's not going to be in line with what this thing is supposed to be, because there's only one real alignment here, and that choice is yours. It's the choice for you to either align or continue to sort of be right or do the thing and feel disappointed. Okay, so you're absolutely okay to feel like you experienced something that was unpleasant, but there is a greater truth, more truths to be seen. And I do feel like this whole thing that you probably just want out of is a karmic lesson of sorts, okay? And karma is just means that there's energy balancing in the universe. Everything is sort of karmic, okay? It's not saying, oh, you're just like with some karmic situation that's like, I don't know, like a punishment. It's saying you agreed to have certain spiritual understandings, your high self, nothing to do with what your 3D self wants. The 3D self wants to eat Haagen-Dazs and sit on the couch with its tits out. Doesn't matter what the 3D self sort of wants here. There's a higher purpose, okay? And so this high purpose is all about spiritual alignment with the great truth. And there's only one truth. It's the great truth of the universe, God, source. And that is synonymous with love. And love only comes with grace and forgiveness and compassion. That's it. Doesn't come with anything else. No stories, no judgments, no projections, no loss, no lack, no disappointment, no blame, no shame. If that is how we feel, then we're not in line with this thing. And so this is why the karmic hold has this sort of suffering here. And if we don't know how to reach that, be open to receiving it from your guide. Show me. But you have to ask your guides. You have to ask spirit. You have to humble yourself. I don't know how to forgive from this. I don't know how to move past this. I don't know how to release this thing. Show me, please. I'm ready now. And you'll be shown. And sometimes we're shown in ways that's like really uncomfortable, but it forces our hand, you know? But to this, moving through this will be the best blessing, because once you've gone through it, you're then sort of graduated from the school of life, from this experience. You see it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Okay? And of course, we all want to connect to the truth. Yes, it's painful going through it, but we want to see the truth. We want to know the truth. We don't want to stay in an illusion, especially if it feels like suffering like this, you know? And so it's saying, the suffering is in your hands. This decision right now sits with you. There is nothing out there, no one out there that's going to shift this. They're not all of a sudden going to come in and give you an answer, or it's going to just turn on its own. This isn't saying just sort of sit there like outwardly looking at situations. This is saying sit with yourself, connect to your feelings, and then look at where those feelings are originating, because there's thoughts behind those feelings and beliefs that aren't necessarily true, that are holding you hostage. And if you want movement, if you want this thing to build, if you want more to be coming of this thing, it will. That's the only path there is for there to be more, because this is destined to happen. However long it takes, though, is in your hands. And this could take forever. If we're stubborn, or if we just don't see it, or if we'd rather just choose this familiar or the thing we always do. Because it's like, if we do what we always do, we get what we've always gotten. Well, that's not the karmic lesson. That's not showing us anything different. That's just validating and reinforcing the way we always were. This is all about growth and ascension in a different way. So it's saying you are divinely protected, guided, but of course you got to make decisions here. And be ready to receive when you ask for this, okay? And if you're coming from a pure place of truth and love and compassion and grace, and this is where you're going to communicate from, you'll have success. Any other place will upkeep the illusion of loss and separation and lack and disappointment. And so this is why we need to know, where am I communicating from and where am I coming from? Is it from the heart, or is it from the shadow or the ego or the hurt me? because then we're just living in the illusion of the thing. We're not in reality. And this is all about present moment reality. So I could create my environment here. Okay. So beautiful angel, this is your message. I hope this helped you guys. And this comes from within. It's not from external. Okay. So your external circumstance isn't just shifting on its own. It's teaching you about energy vibration and how you get shift it. And when we're really used to a certain vibration, we hang on to that like it's true. It's like you have power to shift that however you want. Low vibration, high vibration, release, open, tight, attach. It's all your power. And once you know how to do this, then you're free because you control your own world in a way here that reflects it out. And that's great power. You're no longer at the mercy of whether there's things going on out there or not that are disappointing you. Okay. Pile 1, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys picked this black feather, blackish brown. We ask Spirit to deliver from your spirit team, spirit guides, angels, whoever is guiding you here in your spiritual journey to give you some guidance in your current situation. Okay, so this energy could belong to a person, place, thing. Could be certain aspects of yourself. Okay, it could be hidden aspects of yourself as well. And just keep an open mind in regards to where this energy could be coming from. But of course, this message should resonate with your current set of situation, circumstance. Okay, and we'll look for guidance. So I include this card layout so that you can tap into your intuition. You can ask Spirit what you'll see, feel, or hear to determine whether this message is for you. If it doesn't resonate, go check out another pile. Okay, so let's take a look. We have eagle. Oh my goodness, that was an eagle feather. It says, you are learning all aspects of spiritual connection and reaching new heights. My goodness. Eagles represent divinity and vision. Okay, in the oracles. So beautiful. We have Mary Magdalene, teacher awakens. Wow. These lilies could talk about forgiveness. Okay, and it could be through painful experience. We sort of become, it's kind of like Chiron energy, wounded healer energy I'm really getting from these lilies. Okay, so you have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Wow. And then we have the 2 of Michael. It will all be better if you just make a decision. Stop. Oh my gosh, I just said stop. It says overanalyzing a problem. Find a compromise. So I just said stop overanalyzing a problem. So we're humming and hawing here. 2 swords. Solutions. Oh my goodness. So we have a problem, a solution. And that's exactly what this reading is about. Okay, so this is temperance energy. Archangel Zadkiel. So success that comes from objective compromise. Find a compromise. I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Self-control and patience. Forgiving and healing energy. Wow. All right. Sagittarius energy. The 5 of Gabriel. This is the 5 wands. A challenge you can resolve. Wow. So we've got some sort of conflict here for sure. Withdraw from the drama of others. Have patience, coming through twice, with yourself and those around you. Okay, 5 wands suggests a competitive energy around you, or a conflict, or it could be an internal conflict, especially if we have 2 swords here. Okay, we could be of 2 minds about something here. 2 different pages conflicting each other. So we hit stalemate here because we have 2 different things. And so this is the alchemy, reaching some form of solution, putting everything sort of together here with patience, love, and of course, with the energy of compromise here. I might not want to compromise. So justice. Wow. Again, this balance energy. Okay. So Libra energy. Archangel Raguel. Fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Now, if our beliefs are distorted, we might be standing up for something that isn't necessarily in line with the truth or the alignment. And that could be the conflict here. It's like, I have a strong belief in something that isn't necessarily true. And then there's the truth going at it. And so now I hit the stalemate and I don't know what's right. And I don't know how to make a decision here. Okay. So there's something about coming to a just, balanced decision based on truth. So the 9 of fire, this is 9 wands. Don't give up. Protect what you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. And the wounded healer, that's that Chiron energy I was tapping into with the lilies here. And then we have the Queen of Water. This is the Queen of Cups. This came out for pile 1. If some of you guys recalled, okay, not this card, but the same sort of, or the Queen of Cups came out. Okay, so it says tender-hearted, empathic, patient for the 3rd time now, and loving. Relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. Care for yourself and others. So we have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then we have the Knight of Fire. This is Knight of Wands. Confident, passionate, adventurous. The Queen of Wands. Intelligent, exuberant, and determined. Sagittarius, strong in this pile. Okay, Leo and Aries. And then the 9 swords. Negativity, worry, sleeplessness. So this is all about being trapped in our own mind, of limiting thoughts, anticipating the worst, projecting the what-if scenarios, or we could be looking at the past with the woulda, coulda, shoulda. Okay, but we're not in the present moment when we have this 9 of swords. Okay, or we keep ruminating in the past, or we're like having anxiety about what can happen and what would happen and what something about the future. Okay, school, lessons. Oh my goodness. This energy came out for pile 1. Feeling very strong again. So lessons. We're learning some sort of karmic lesson, some sort of school lesson here, or like a universal lesson. Yeah, okay. And then we have not to the time. All right, so something about divine timing and work here. Shaman of Sorrows. So this is a 5-cup energy. This is very much similar to pile 1. Wow. And then we have the Lion Spirit, be generous of spirit, 37, or the number 10. 10s are all about endings. 10s are about, ends of cycle, completions, about transformation, and of course, new beginnings, because we can't have a new beginning without the end of something. Okay, so there's a potential here for a new beginning. But we need to alchemize something here before we can sort of have the new beginning. And it requires some form of courage, face some sort of fear that we're anticipating here, or that is in our mind. Okay, and then we have this oracle card that I made. And I'm going to read it intuitively here. I feel I'm really getting this sort of 9 of wands type energy from this thing, but it's very painful. And I feel we feel stuck with this white here because it's giving me sort of snow, frozen, winter period. And it's like we want movement or warmth here. And I think the pain we're experiencing here is like something repeating. It could be repeating cycles, or even this 9 sword energy I'm getting off of these little red sort of things that keep sort of coming. Even this 5 wands. Okay. Let me channel this energy for you guys. You guys can definitely skip ahead, okay? And see, yeah. And we got teacher awakens and then school. Wow. Okay, pile number 2. I think a lot of you guys might have been called or pulled to 1 for sure, because this feels very similar, okay? And of course, when I start to channel, maybe the message might be slightly different, but I do feel a lot of 1 is sort of here, and I don't want to have to repeat a lot of that stuff, but it is coming through for sure, and I think you would benefit from seeing 1, of course, only if you're called, okay? What's happening here is I feel your worst enemy here in regards to your situation, because there is something that is available to you, but in your situation itself, there are things that are unfolding that are out of your control. There's nothing you can really do, okay? I said do, haha. So this isn't saying that situation's hopeless, helpless, just give up on it. Not at all, okay? This is talking about there is an experience that you're being called to have, and this is why it feels the way it feels. That's the whole point. And so when we welcome this experience, then we see a greater purpose and we work through something here. I feel like we are sort of torn in 2 worlds here, and one is real truth and reality, and the other is a construct of the fears and the worst case scenarios. And it's not in line with what's actually in this present moment happening. And so it creates the suffering. So if we have any preconceived ideas about where it can go, how it can go, what's supposed to happen, anticipation, anxieties, projections, we're missing this moment and we're selling it off to this faraway land, okay? Or we could be ruminating, reflecting on the experiences we did not like that were painful. And we could keep being stuck, replaying and replaying and replaying. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is what it feels like, a nightmare. Replaying and replaying the same thoughts. It's like, okay, well, we're frozen here. There's nothing we can do with the same thing. And so there's something about being very patient with your situation, which we don't like to hear patience, but patience could be the name of the game here. And so if we got to learn the patience, this is the only way through the suffering, this is the only key in the solution, then unfortunately that's the only solution. The ego might not like this and it wants to find a quick workaround. Of course, in this day and age, everyone wants quick workarounds. So this is about patience, allowing things to emerge and not forcing anything here, and releasing ourselves internally from the hold of the story. So divine timing is in play 100%. And when divine timing is in play, it doesn't matter what the ego wants, what feels okay, what feels bad. It doesn't matter about any of that stuff. This is about the truth. And only the truth shall be the solution to the direction in which you're being called to do. Anything else will keep you stuck, trapped, heavy, oppressed. And so we choose. That's their choice. Spirit isn't saying you're forced to be making the choice that you do. Spirit says, okay, or your spirit's team, your spirit guide says, you have the ability to make decisions for sure. But there's nothing anyone can do when spirit is the one sort of rolling out certain things, that when spirit has the wheel. And so all we can really do is surrender to that and allow ourselves to go with the flow of it, which is very uncomfortable to an ego. And so I think this is offering you solace, because I feel your mind is really annoying, won't stop. Okay? And then we feel like we're the ones that are doing something to make us stuck, or that we're the ones feeling trapped, and we're the ones that can't make the decision, and we're the ones that could do something, and we're the ones. It's like, no, all of that is this. You're not the one. Spirit's the one. You're going through this experience. And the minute you just say, you know what, this experience is this experience, guess what happens? It breaks free, because you've learned the lesson. The lesson here is that my ego self, my stories, everything that I was sort of challenged with, I was holding it, trying to fight it and work through it and make sense of it. And all of that was unnecessary. And the more I doubled down in that, because I thought I'll fight my way through this, or I'll work my way through understanding and seeing. And it's like, no, this isn't about this. But this is about allowing yourself to flow with where the energy has you, or spirit has you in this thing. It doesn't mean I'm going to accept this disappointment and that's it. This is saying, once you learn that lesson of going with the flow and allowing spirit to do its thing, then you'll flow towards something that actually will give you the freedom, because then you'll have movement, then you'll magnetize towards you what it is that you're wanting. But this takes a lot of courage, because we have to trust ourselves, trust spirit, have patience in how this unfolds. It's like, well, if I never trusted spirit, if I've always been doing it myself, then that's my experience. So that's what I believe, because I've had success like this. It's proven to me that I'm a doer and I could achieve and I can do all of this and that and get results. But that was an illusion. Doesn't matter what you believe. Doesn't matter if it felt good. It was a distorted illusion of the truth. The truth is that spirit has the wheel. Spirit can hit you with a tsunami, a train, a circumstance beyond your control at any point in time. that has nothing to do with your free will and everything to do with spirit, because that's your predestined sort of path here. Now, how you intake that energy is the thing that you can control. So are we patient? Are we going with the flow? Are we thinking the worst case scenario, or are we just saying, Spirit, this is making me hella uncomfortable, but I know, you have my greatest story, timeline in mind. And that's where you're leading me to. I must trust this. Ego does not like this. Then we're empowered. And we can say, how are we empowered? It's taking away my power. It's like, no, we're empowered because we're saying, I now am not under the mercy of my circumstance here that's keeping me in a challenge or a stuck energy, trying to fight it, resist it, and make sense of it and do all sorts of exerting of energy. I now have the power to work with the universe and flow with the universe. And now I can actually make conscious choices when it starts to move and flow, because guess what? Nothing is stagnant, nothing's stopped. Change is the only constant. And so in this present moment, fall in love with what is, and things will be shown and revealed to you. And when things are shown, then we're conscious and we're in this present moment to see it and engage, to choose it, to engage with it, to love it, to add to it. Then we're a conscious manifester. But when we're stuck in our mind, reviewing, ruminating, saying it should be this or it should be that, we feel very conflicted. We stay there in that world, stuck, reliving that pain and that story over and over and over. And it's like, no, it's time to move, Spirit's saying, or your spirit team. Okay, whoever here is guiding you. And it's like, I think you're trying to seek some sort of solution for sure. Obviously, you're here. Okay, but it's like you think that you have to reach it internally, and that it's something that's going to, it's like pros, cons, and then I decide and I'm like sold. And it's like, no, because there's things that are unfolding and we're working with half a deck here. And this lesson right now, right here, is about release, surrender, and have the patience with yourself to allow it to flow. Things will come together, and you might feel like things were unjust in some way, or you didn't get, what was owed to you or something like this. And it's like, all of this will be ironed out because what's for you is going to unfold for you. It can't pass you by, and it shouldn't be heavy. And so if it's feeling like heaviness or we have to fight for it, then that's not the way. I trust Spirit. There's a higher way. There's a better flow here. Okay. And so this is about balancing our energy for sure. Because I feel like we're heavy in the mind and the fear and the anxiety. And that is your situation that's keeping you sort of reliving this thing. And I feel you're tired, you're exhausted. And Spirit's like, well, you're the one upkeeping this. You want to rest. You want to have movement. You want to bring towards you the things that you truly want here. And then there's a need for you to flow. There's a need for you to trust the intuition. There's a need for you to connect more with the heart space, because the heart is more in line with the truth of your situation, not maybe what you're logically thinking, which is creating limitations and fears and anxieties about worst case scenarios, because it's battling the truth. And so there's something about your energy that's going to learn this thing, and then it's connected to some sort of purpose as well. Okay, I don't know, there's a karmic purpose here. And so it's like, if we learn of something, then we could share it with others, or it's like, once we see this thing, then we apply it in different aspect and we get different results. Something about you learning this thing so that you're able to deliver, deliver here to the collective, be of service to the collective in line with the truth, not the painful you or the anxious you or the limiting you, or the you that's trapped, but the you that has learned how to trust the Spirit. Because I feel like there's something about you, maybe, I don't know, being too much in a strategic energy of planning and concocting, and I don't know, it feels like a very busy energy in the mind that creates a stalemate. We don't move anywhere from this thing. It's like, don't throw it all out, of course, if you still have those beliefs somewhere in you. But the compromise here is to let go bit by bit so that you can let in new energy. and you will see, and Spirit will prove to you, but you have to make that decision. Spirit, I'm willing to see a different way, to learn a different way, even if I don't get it right now. I can't fully let go of this because this is how I am, because we believe that's who we are, even though it's not. And Spirit is saying, I will show you, but you have to be willing to see it. So right now, I feel like you might miss out on something, and so maybe that's why it's like, oh, but I'll miss out. It's like, no, it's like already anticipating what's going to happen if you surrender or let go or move forward. It's like, if I go with the flow, the worst case scenario happens here, and I'm trying to prevent it. It's like, you're not doing anything. The ego can't do anything. This is in the hands of the Spirit. All you can do is say, Spirit, take the wheel here. I'm trusting you. I'm not throwing in the towel here, but I'm trusting you to guide me towards what I'm supposed to be sort of doing here that's aligned with me. And so I'm accepting the fact that right now it didn't align, and that it may align because there's a more aligned path for this thing that you know about, that me, little ego, probably know nothing about here. So if I think that I know better than Spirit, it's like, but I know the path and the highest timeline here and how it's supposed to go. Like, how egoic does that sound? That I know. How many times do we think we know? I need that job, that person. And then we get in, it's the worst thing we've ever experienced. Like, no, you don't know. The ego thinks it knows. It creates a mess. It creates conflict. And all it knows is sort of using the past to sort of dictate what it wants to avoid and what it wants to attach to. It just knows avoidance and attachment. That's what the ego does. And this is requiring no ego. This is requiring being in the present moment of flow, to surrender to the universe, to what is. This isn't giving up on your dream. This is going above the egoic mind so that we can flow and that we can manifest, because Spirit's saying through your Spirit team that you are on the road of manifesting something aligned with your divine purpose here, but you must learn this lesson and see this lesson. So it's very tied to one in some way. Okay, but we can't be, because I feel there's an energy of hanging on and withholding, because there's fear of letting go, fear of concluding something. And it's like, as long as we maintain that energy that I'm going to miss out, or I don't want to let go of this thing, we create this lack belief and this mindset that keeps us feeling very stuck. And it could very well, like I said, be tied to another loss and an experience where we feel we missed out, or if we let go, we will miss out, or, and that's just this. So your greatest fears aren't going to transpire. So there is some confirmation here about what you want to manifest does want to come through this 3D only when this sort of thing is understood and seen. And when we surrender to the divine, when we learn of flow, when we have patience with the process, when we accept that divine timing is going to be a greater path here, even if the ego doesn't like the timing, doesn't mean it's wrong, doesn't mean it's going to be bad, doesn't even mean that it's not going to be tomorrow. But the minute we sort of say, oh, okay, I get it, then the ball moves, then it shifts. And I feel very quickly with the Knight of Fire is one of the quickest nights here, okay? So I feel like there's something about control that you have here. Okay, and it's a built belief that we can do something in a situation that doesn't require a doing. It requires a surrendering and an acceptance, and humility and grace, and saying, I don't know, Spirit, clearly, because what I did know was keeping me feeling frozen, painful, and stuck here. And I could be here forever, of course. I don't want to argue with myself, my ego, my beliefs, my fears, my limiting thoughts, my woulda, coulda, shoulda, what ifs, because that is going nowhere. No matter how right I think I am, no matter how much I think that's me, it's not. And so if you're tired, this is your answer. Because I do feel like you've been through the rigmarole here, and Spirit wants to deliver you something here that is your birthright, or is in line with your destiny, or is karmically aligned for you. But to this balance, this healing, and so this could be a lesson in, for sure, like balancing our energy when we're too much of mind, or too much in control, or too much in masculine energy, or too much in one energy. It's like, no, find the balance here, because this lesson will teach you how to be open to receive and let things sort of flow. and know when you're to aim your energy and do certain things that you're being called to do, and know the difference. But it takes courage to be something we think we're not, or to trust the divine, or to even admit certain things like, I don't know. And I'm willing to find out here, but it's like, but then I might lose it, or then it's going to, no, that's fears. You're not going to lose it. What's for you cannot be lost. What's for you is for you. Trust. Okay. So pile number 2, this is your lesson here, I feel, in divinity. And I feel like once you see it, it's like you've graduated to this more, I don't know, like healer energy, because I'm getting strong healer energy from you for sure. Okay. But when we become a healer, we must go through the lesson of the thing itself so that we can connect to that experience, or else we just don't understand it. How can we heal others when we don't even understand, So it's like I'm gaining a full understanding of how this sort of flows so I could see and understand and all of this stuff. And now I've graduated to another level. I could be of service to the collective, and I could be a conscious manifester, and I can now have flow in the universe here. If it wants me to flow, if it wants me to rest, then I rest. But the divine knows. Okay, beautiful angel, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 3. You guys pick this green, black, and white feather. And we'll get into what bird this is. We asked Spirit to deliver to us what your spirit team, spirit guide. This could be an angel, an ancestor, an animal guide. Whoever here is sort of guiding you in this journey could be your higher self, and some guidance on your current situation, circumstance. Okay, if this leaves you completely sort of feeling more confused and it's not providing solution, no matter how painful it is, okay, because sometimes healing and the answer is what we're not wanting to hear. But if it allows for there to be a reprieve and a solution, then it might not be your message, okay? So just be open. This could be energy around you, could belong to a person, place, thing, of course. It's up to you to apply where it belongs to and attribute it to whomever it belongs to, okay? And I just read energy here. So let's take a look. We have the hummingbird, beautiful. So it says, release what you've been carrying and lighten up. New joy is on the way. All right, I'm sure if you knew how to lighten up, you would do it. And that's usually annoying to me when people say, lighten up. It's like, no, I'm tense for a reason. There's something plaguing you. So I'm not lightening up. I need to understand something here. Okay, so Lord Shiva, transcendence, rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. Oh my goodness. Powerful pile number 3. 9 of Gabriel. So it says, stay determined and move forward. Be prepared for any possibility. Environmental activism. So I do believe this is the 9 of Wands. Yeah. Wow, this came out for pile number 2. Okay, 9 Wands, not this card, but 9 Wands. And then the Ace of Gabriel, Ace of Wands. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing, a sense of wonder. Wow. Lots of fire here for sure. And then we have the High Priestess, beautiful Archangel Haniel. It says, powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. Wow. Pisces energy. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Earth. It says, seeds well planted, a temporary pause in action, and unnecessary worry. And then we have life experience. Archangel Chamuel, it says, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change, time to spread your wings. This is Tower energy in traditional tarot, okay? But it says life experience here. 16. All right. And then we have the 6 of Cups, 6 of Water. Memories from your history or childhood. Issues regarding children, romanticizing the past. Okie dokie. And then we have the Hermit, Virgo energy, introspection, self-discovery, and mentorship. And then we have Ego. This is the Devil card in the traditional tarot, but it's called Ego in this deck, okay? Illusion, dependency, and materialism. So 2 major arcanas here, Capricorn, Virgo, and this Earth energy from this, okay? Pisces. fire, and a little bit of water here. Wow. Wow. And so all we're missing so far is sword energy. We'll see. Do we have the moon? Oh my goodness. More emotional energy with water. This is the intuition, the feminine energy. So intuition, illusion coming out for a second time, and revelation coming out again. Something about a revelation, powerful revelation that leads to change. And when we reflect here, there's revelations that come. Okay, fascinating. Problem solving, resolution. That's the Six of Cups. Okay, because Six of Cups could be a reconciliation. Problem solving. And then we have communicate clearly. Remember I said we're missing swords. Something about not being able to communicate. Okay, could be sort of tied in knots in our mind here, putting the pieces together in order to have a revelation, some form of communication. Okay, and then spirit of family. That's the Six Cups sort of energy here. Spirit of family. Wow. And then we have crow spirit, co-create with spirits. So crows are about communication. Okay, they're travelers between worlds. This is also the transformation process, Scorpio energy. And then 17, which is Aquarius energy, also Leo energy. But I'm feeling mostly Scorpio and Aquarius from this. Okay, that's the star. That's the future. Healing. Working with spirits to release certain things here, I feel, and transform a situation. Release. Yeah, release. There's again that crow. Okay, and then my oracle card here, 2 balloons. Okay, I mean, they could be whatever, but they're 2 balloons, and I feel there's wind energy here, which is the sword energy, because air, and these balloons symbolize ascension. So pink is self-love. The red could be this devilly energy, okay, because red is root chakra, so something about the stability, the security. It could have some abandonment sort of issues or childhood stuff we're working through here. It could be even addictions, habits. Okay, but it's like the wind is blowing this way and ascension is up. So there's something like this. Okay, let me just channel this. And no. What am I doing? This. Yeah. And see, I got to move this over. You can skip ahead while I sit here with this energy. All right, let me see if you can see. Yes. Okay, pile number 3. Like I always say, this could be your energy, someone you're dealing with for sure, okay? In fact, for a lot of you guys, this could be someone you're dealing with. But I'm going to read it as it's your energy here because I'm generally just feeling one sort of thing here, okay? Or never mind. I feel energy. Anyway, let me channel this. And just so you guys know, like I feel energy. It's not giving me words so much, okay? Like I'm channeling this thing. And just in case you're wondering how it is. So sometimes words are very removed from what this thing is, okay? So I feel like there is a grand graduation of self that's coming online here that's really being led by the intuition for this person, okay? And when we go through this process of ascension, it's like everything that I might not see, touch, feel, smell, or whatever with the senses is foreign to me. It could be scary to me, could be something here that's like I need to sort of ease into because I'm being called. And I'm being called to overcome something from within myself here. Okay? And this could be something that was passed down to me through the way I was brought up or an experience I had in childhood. Okay? Or just the way that I sort of internalize things or coped with certain things. I've made some sort of tweaks along the way and beliefs about who I am and that sort of a thing that now could definitely be harming you and holding you back in life, or holding you back specifically from this situation you came here about, or circumstance here that is calling to you because it's meant for you. And so this is talking about a revelation coming. Okay, a huge revelation that comes to you. And I think it's an inner knowing what needs to be done. And this doesn't mean it's easy. This doesn't mean that anything other than you'll finally connect to know the great truth of what you're being called to do. And it will require you to release and shift. And that's hard because change is difficult for us to do. Otherwise, we would just go and do it, right? It's like, this is familiar. This gives me some form of identity or security, or it's something that I've been attached to since childhood, or a way of being that I don't know how to sort of part with, And so, like I say, if this is someone that you're dealing with, someone's going through this shift here, and this shift would require a lot of releasing of things that are holding this person back or down, or making them sort of feel stuck or challenged. It does feel like a devilly energy, okay? But this is coming through as an ego, because I do feel like it's an identity of the self that's attached to this world externally, okay? So it's the 3D environment here. Whatever this thing is, people, places, things I do, ways of being. It could be all of those, all of the above that are devilly in my world. And so this revelation that this person is having is through introspection and through a deep sense of feels here, because I feel like there is feelings that are coming through here, and it's overwhelming. And if this person is used to being in the mind, being logical about things, rational, and coming up with mental solutions and that sort of a thing, this is very different and foreign, because this has nothing to do with if we could logically make sense of anything. Most of the time, spiritual stuff has nothing to do with the logic, and all to do with the movement of the intuition and going with feels, which feels very ungrounded at times, and very much like we're losing control of something, but it's for the greatest and highest good. And it's being shown to us in order for us to work with the divine and manifest and shift our energy. Otherwise, we'll just continue living the same thing, keeping us small and not allowing us to ascend or grow. So this is growth. This is ascension. And I do feel like there could be a lot to do with the self-love that has to be connected to and felt and seen. Okay. And also about something about this devil energy, like I said, because the devil energy is an understanding of my situation. This could be of my own self, like I said, or a circumstance that feels more stuck than it actually is. There is no stuckness here. So this is talking about a liberation and a freedom that comes as soon as we sort of are able to work with the universe towards this flow. Okay, but I do feel like there's something about having to speak our truth, and not from fear, meaning it can't come from the self that is maintaining the world that I've always maintained. So there seems to be like a new truth that's coming online here, that's able to cut through the fear and even the distortion of this devil. Because I feel like when we have strong beliefs in something, we make it a real thing. And the devil's not an entity here. And so it's just like, I'll give this example, okay? Collectively, let's say if we all sort of believed in this imaginary virus, and everyone fed into that fear collectively. And if there were no viruses at all, and we all fed into that fear, it would be felt. It would become like an entity onto itself. People would do certain things. They'd act certain ways. They'd say certain things. They might go out and hoard all the toilet paper, right? Because they believe in this thing. And so this is saying the energy in which we feed into something creates that entity collectively, even if it's not a thing. And so there's a thing that's creating the distortion here. And when we finally are able to see, and not from the mind, but from a place of stillness and self-discovery, because I do feel there's either an event, something that comes to the surface here that says what I am doing has not been working. And I could stay energetically sort of feeding the beast or the illusion or the thing, and it's just not working for me. It's putting me further away from what feels good and authentic and right. And so if I want to be aligned with what feels good, authentic, and right, then I must be honest with myself. And I must claim and speak my truth and find a way through this thing. Because it's been confusing or just distorted. And I've been more sort of leaning towards the distortion or feeding the distortion like it was the truth. And so I could have been very defensive. It could have been sort of, I don't know, feeding something here that's just draining me. I feel this person, okay, I don't know, I'm reading it this way, so it definitely could be someone in your world, okay, but it feels very drained and tired. And it's like this other world, this shift brings excitement to me, and it connects me with a place that's true. And so it speaks to this person's heart. It's the truth. And once we see the truth, we cannot deny it, you know? If we're still in distortion and we still believe in the story or the entity we created of the make-believe, and it has more power, of course, then that's going to have more power. But at some point in time, it shifts where it's too exhausting, where it's no longer aligned with truth, where my passion and my purpose is calling stronger to me and seeing it clearer because it's more aligned to what's true. It gives me no other option but to release the things here that were keeping me in that distortion or lower vibration or whatever. So I feel like there's a soul family, a soul purpose, a partnership, a contract that's been made either in a past life about reaching some state of awareness of self. Okay, and transcendence and this ascension, like as I was getting balloons here, is like the potential of the higher self that needs to sort of be manifested in this 3D is in my hands. Only I can manifest the higher version of me in this 3D. But I must be aware of it, and I must see through the illusion that I carry of myself, or the stories and beliefs that I tell me of who I am and what I'm about and what my world is about. And because I do feel like there's a dependency on an external sort of world that's been created by an internal understanding of who we are or what we need, or some form of a dependency here. It could be a dependency on an addiction, a person, a material thing. And it creates all sorts of fears and stuff like that. And so I stay there feeding it and feeding and feeding, but nothing manifests here. And I get exhausted and tired and defensive. And so there's this shifting, transformation, release, inner alignment, greater truth, connecting with the divine, understanding our truth and our purpose, and really leaning into what we feel is true, not necessarily what we understand with the mind, in order to come up with the solution. And so I feel like your issue that you're having could definitely be a challenge, the old versus the new, you know, my old world, or the world that I know, or the comfort zone that I sit in, or the world I must be in, or that I have to entertain, or that I've been sort of engaged with for quite some time. And then the new. And the new never has a whole lot of pull at first because it's new. It could be scary. It could just be sort of, okay, it's new, but it's not for me, or it would require all these things that I don't think it can, or whatever. But when it gets louder and louder and louder, and it's like, this is your purpose, this is your soul calling, this is speaking to you directly, to your soul. and you're intuitively guided and called, then there's no stopping the transformation and the release. This is destined. This is your destined North Star. You're meant to go in this direction, but it requires the ascended version of you, or the one that transcends past this devilly way of engagement in the 3D. And the only way to do that is to release and let the false fall, let the illusions fall, see through the illusion, and align ourselves with a greater truth. To see the truth, speak the truth, walk the truth, authentically claim it. Not deny it, not suppress it, not say but, and create some sort of comfort zone or some sort of defensive energy. Because there's something about, I don't know, self-love, like I said, and this sort of need to maybe secure ourselves in a way here, There could be fear of abandonment. There could be fear of the new in a way here that makes me feel like I would be at the mercy of something that I have no control over. So it doesn't feel secure. It feels sort of watery and up in the air. But it's like learning how to listen to the love of self, and allowing oneself to sort of move through the process will then align oneself to resolve this sort of the way that maybe we're dependent on how we see things regarding what we can do and what we can't do and our limitations. Okay, so I feel like there's a resistance here. And I do feel like the mind has been very loud, and the mind might have been contradicting the feeling and the truth and the direction and the future. Because there is a truth about releasing, allowing, connecting to the feels, the authenticity, and the knowing, rather than the mind upkeeping some distorted understanding that's creating an illusion of protection in some way, but it's really not protecting, it's just keeping us stuck and stagnant. Okay, and so I feel like this is more about, like, for some of you guys, if this is someone you're dealing with, then it's like, just allow this process to happen. It's a natural process here that happens, okay? We have the Tower, we have the High Priestess, we have the Hermit, we have the Devil, and we have the Moon. Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana, Major Arcana. The universe has the wheel with this person. There is no stopping this freight train, okay? Now, if you are this person, of course, the universe, like I said, is involved here. And this thing is a natural process that reveals itself the more we sort of surrender and not go against the grain. And so our only job is to observe, what is the mind saying? And am I speaking my authentic truth? Or am I believing the story of the devil, which is not true? And it's keeping me feeling stuck in the same. Because the same is actually not aligned with my purpose and my future, my soul family, my soul connection, and my heart's desire, and where I'm intuitively called. And there's only one path. And either I'm on it or off it. Either I'm resistant to it or I'm going with the flow of it. And if I'm resisting it, I can make up all sorts of reasons why I have to. And those are all illusions, distortions, untruths created by ourself. And that's what needs to get released. And I do feel on the other side of this, there's a beautiful, beautiful life's purpose that's fulfilling, that keeps giving. And it's giving and receiving in a flow state here naturally. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel tiring. It doesn't feel like you're resisting or carrying anything other than being in the flow of the universe, because what you engage with in that other side wants to engage with you. It feels like a blessing, and it feels very beautiful. It feels fulfilling to your soul. Okay? Otherwise, we can just be sort of chained and challenged here. And we could stay here as long as we want, but that's the resistance I feel. So there's a surrender here and a release and a transformation and an honesty that needs to be communicated. My inner truth of what is real. And it's being shown. It's definitely being shown. Okay. So pile number 3, this is your reading. I hope this helped you. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile number 4. I don't generally do 4 piles with this type of a reading, but I was definitely called to do 4. So you have this black and white stripy feather. And what we're looking at, I ask Spirit to deliver from your Spirit team your spirit guide. This could be an animal guide. This could be an angel. This could be an ancestor. This could be spirit itself. This could be your higher self, whoever is pulling through, sort of guiding you at this point in time when you're watching this reading towards where you're sort of being navigated to align with spiritually. Okay, so this could be confirmation, affirmation, validation. This could be telling you what is not working, what can work throughout this experience you're having. Okay, now, of course, this energy that I read, it could be a person, place, or thing in your environment. It could be belong to you or someone else or something else. It's up to you to know where it sort of belongs to. Okay, this could be hidden aspects of self as well. And so just keep an open mind, although this should help you to resolve this thing. Okay, now, it doesn't mean that it'll be easy. It doesn't mean that it won't be painful. This just helps to resolve whatever is needing resolution here. Okay, so let's take a look at what this is. Now we have the woodpecker. Use your discernment and fortitude to achieve your goals and find a new rhythm. I was going to say, this feather looks like the feather you picked. Meanwhile, it is the feather you picked. That's funny. Woodpecker. So woodpeckers could be a little bit annoying, right? I think anyway. Obviously, I love all God's creatures, but it's like consistently sort of, it's giving me rat energy, gnawing and gnawing and gnawing away at something here. Maybe you've been working on something for quite some time. Let's take a look and see. So we have the Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. Beautiful. And then we have this oracle card, and circle with 2 dots. These are oracle cards I made here. I'll be reading these intuitively here. This is something about being very centered here. Okay, could be something about your aura as well that you're off-putting here. Okay, but it's like nothing could sort of penetrate through here. Now, are we in here or are we feeling out there? Deep connection, trust your inner voice. Okay, and then we have 3 of Michael. This is the 3 swords. Okay, release the past. You will grow from this situation. Time heals all wounds. All right, so 3 swords is the healing card. Okay, so we've experienced a loss or a disappointment. We've been betrayed. Maybe someone's actions, words, intentions create some form of suffering for us. Okay, so we have justice. 8, Archangel Raguel. It says, fight for justice and equality. Rulings made in your favor. Don't give up. So this is the balance card. Libra energy. And then we have the Chariot. Oh, wow. If some of you guys are in a legal battle, when these 2 come out, it's like victory. Okay, if there's anything legal going on in your world here, but it could be a karmic contract of sorts. Okay, that's the legal, spiritual justice here. This is victory. This is success. Okay, so Archangel Metatron, determination and self-control, career advancement, acknowledgement of success by others. So 2 balance cards as well. Cancer, Libra. And then we have Queen of Michael. This is the Queen of Swords. Brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, and humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. We're in career coming through here, but it doesn't necessarily mean career so much as it could mean some circumstance, situation, rather than a relationship. We'll see. We have 15, ego, Archangel Jophiel, a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. So this is the devil in the tarot, Capricorn energy. And then we have the sun. Oh my goodness, look, shining the light of awareness on the devil. So the light and the dark, okay, but this is enlightenment. And this is the ego. So it's like when we're ego, we're not enlightened. We don't see the truth when we're in shadow. It's shining the light on the shadow itself. My goodness. The sun, Archangel Uriel. It says happy outcome. Brilliant new ideas that lead to success. Have confidence in yourself. So this is the most positive card in the tarot. And when I read it, it highlights everything in the positive. And it sort of waters down anything in its sort of shadowy aspect. Okay. And the Chariot is success. The sun is success. Wow. Whoa. All right. Then we have strength. So this is also an ego card here, okay? But it's the courage to face our fears, know when to move forward, have the courage to face what we need to and know when to sort of restrain ourselves if we have to sort of play it by ear and flow with the universe here, okay? It's riding with grace. So it says, great inner strength, release harsh judgments, forgive and compassion. That was the message for pile 1, in case you were called. Okay, so there could be a tie here somehow. Pile 1 could be an older energy or a newer energy. I don't know. Okay, so the strength in this deck is 11. And so what I'm really getting here, because normally it's 8 in most tarot decks, not all, but sometimes it's switched with justice. And because we have the sun shining the light of awareness on the ego, there seems to be something about the ego that's now been transcended or seen through here with 11. 11 is divine inspiration, synchronicity, and the encouragement to keep going. We have here conscious awareness. Wow. Work through some fear here, okay? Page of Air. This is the Page of Swords. Truthful, analytical, and outspoken. And we have, I do feel like this. Okay, Leo energy. 10 of Earth, 10 Pentacles, prosperity, security, and tradition. Look at the doggy. Talking about loyalty, family. And we have the Page of Earth. So 2 pages here. Page of Pentacles, studious, prepared, and cheerful. Pages are the messengers in the tarot, which could indicate some form of communication here, but it's a new beginning, a new understanding. Okay, an opportunity to learn or have some form of an experience here. But this card, the 10 Pentacle, is sort of very experienced. It's sort of the end of the road, you know, the ultimate sort of build here. So we have the beginning and sort of the end here, and this understanding. Wow. The Violet, spirituality, wisdom, and humility. Wow. Yeah, this is the spiritual chakras here with the violet color. Okay, the crown chakra, the third eye. And so we have this sort of spiritual wisdom that pulls through here. That's the only way to sort of shine the light on the ego. Okay, reconsider. Reconsider. Interesting. This sort of truth is in the reverse here. And then we have the Dancer of Joy. That's the Sun card. Beautiful. And we have the Bee Spirits. Sweet results await. That's what this was, what I was telling you. Success in some sort of karmic contract or a legal case or something like this. Okay, 1 bee. So bees tend to work with groups of bees. You know, they work together. This one's by itself. 7 is Chariot energy. Success. Sweet results await. Okay, I'm going to put the little bee here, Cancer energy. I'm feeling with that as well. So let us actually, we have a bee there. I'm going to put this bee over here. And I thought I had 2 bees. Yeah, you're not alone, little bumblebee. You got 2 bees. Okay, so let me be annoying and find the spot I want. I'll do that. Okay, let me sit here and channel this message. Can you see? Yes. Okay, pile number 3. This is a very clear message for me to channel. Okay, there's something here about the reconsider, though, and I'm not quite sure I understand fully. But we'll see. If it's still unclear, I'll try to remember to pull tarot here, but usually it comes clear by the end. Okay, this is such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy for sure, but it's painful. 3 of Swords. Okay, I see 2 sort of people here, although one's an angel here. You've been guided by spirit for sure, and you're protected. I think you know this, but doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt. Your experience here has hurt you. I don't know how long you've been sort of experiencing this journey for some time, but there's a greater purpose, okay? The great purpose here is worth it in the end, and we know this, although when we're going through it, it sucks. Sucks. Okay? because we go through a whole bunch of stuff here that feels very painful, and it feels painful to us because the mind is still attached to an understanding and a belief that we're the character in that play, experiencing the suffering, going through the torture. And of course, it's not downplaying it. We've had an experience, but the true self doesn't go through loss. The true enlightened, and when I say enlightened, I'm not throwing a spiritual term in some Buddha, some master person from 25,000 years ago that's you can never achieve. It's like, no, this is about a state of truthfulness that we all carry within us, but that is not distorted by beliefs and attachments, identities. Okay. And so this energy of yours, I feel, is talking about you shining the light of awareness of truth, who you truly are, has been emerging here, and it's shining the light on everything that's not real, that's been in the shadow within you, that will align your situation over time to that in which you're being destined to experience here. There is a soul purpose calling here, something very spiritual for sure. I mean, you're here, but it's like, it's your North Star, it's your purpose, it's the whole reason why you're going through this big rigmarole. And I feel like over time, we had to go through certain things. This could be repeat painful experiences over and over and over and over. So we go in nutty. It's like, how many times, Spirit, just when we think we sort of understand something or see something, it's like, boom, we're back into that old energy where it's like, I thought I already overcame this, or I understood this about me, or it was okay, and now it's back, and it's saying, don't worry at all, because we know that ascension is a spiral. Okay, it's not a linear process, and so we might feel like we fall back, and it's through this experience that we gain the inner wisdom, not the conceptual knowledge of the mind that can conclude anything here, but the experience itself, and the over time, then we reach a certain point where Spirit says we finally can see the truth of ourself, or situation, or environment. The universe is truth in some way here, because it's been learned and understood by you, and now you have the wisdom. So we don't need to reject the mind, or we don't need to do anything, but now we can come through as a master of our own mind, not through control, but it's like I could see through the mind, the illusion, the story, the whatever. And I could find balance here and harmony here in the 3D. So your angel team is talking about success, joy, enlightenment, reaching a state of peaceful bliss here and having success in your situation. There's nothing here that you're being called to do or be or drive. It's saying you finally can see here. Okay, now if you're not there, this is definitely where you're headed here. And it's like understanding my own strength, because I am no longer given to bouts of fear. I no longer hold myself back. I no longer just drive with assumptions or understandings or ego. I now can see the truth. And I'm still working through this, of course, in my day in, day out. And Spirit is confirming here through your Spirit's team that it is a consistent effort here. And you are on your path to building a happily ever after here that's going to stand the test of time in the 3D. So this is the family that comes together, that builds, okay, or the legacy we leave here, the job, the purpose in the 3D that pays it forward. You're on this path. You're no longer stuck and bound by whatever was keeping you sort of trapped or stuck. There's something about your aura, your energy, at a certain point here where nothing is going to impact it or distort it or pull at it or keep it believing certain lies. It can't feed a lie to this energy. This energy is self-mastery. This energy is balanced. This energy is a builder here that has spiritual knowledge that's been given, that's always been there, but been given the sight of this thing through a painful process. And so it's like, without the pain, I couldn't experience the ultimate joy. I feel like there's an ultimate joy here. It feels so blissful, beautiful, balanced, healed, in alignment. Okay. And you guys who have been here know that I don't deliver these poofy messages ever unless it's what's coming through here. And it's like your consistency and your effort has been seen and understood and rewarded here. It's been challenging. There's no doubt about it. But it's like battle wounds, you know? It's like when we have worker hands, we did the work. And we have like callousy hands here, you know, and things don't hurt anymore and we're able to perform the task. But when we're sort of raw and like baby hands and innocent non-working hands and we sort of go to do the thing, it hurts. It's like playing guitar. It's like, you know, Led Zeppelin and the versus, I don't know, someone who's never played guitar in their life, like the fingers here. And so in order to get to the Led Zeppelin fingers to play the guitar, someone here might really like Led Zeppelin or music. It's like, I had to go through that. Couldn't go around it. I didn't play guitar with gloves. I had to go through it. There's no way around it but going through it. And so there's acknowledgments, pain and suffering here. You know, I might have believed in lack. I might have believed in some sort of distorted energy that was creating my suffering for who knows how long, over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Now I see, thank you, Spirit. I trust myself. I trust the divine. I integrated this part of my ego or my shadow or my doubt or my lack or whatever it was. And so there was a karmic lesson of sorts. And like I said, for some of you guys, if you are dealing with a legal battle, there's victory here for sure. It's going in your favor. Okay, but this could be the spiritual contract here. And so I'm consciously now aware. I'm reaching a state of self-mastery and joy and bliss. And I'm like this child that can explore this new lesson that I've been sort of working through. So yes, I'm experienced through this whole thing. And so I have this wisdom, but this child now is with this newfound embodied energy. And so now what we're really creating is something very beautiful that will stand the test of time, that is totally in line with our purpose here, our soul family and our creation that is meant to be for us. Okay, it's spiritually aligned. We're loyal to it. It's loyal to us. It feels very, very, very solid. We could commit to it. There's no doubt in our mind. And it's like, I can do this. I don't need an external validation or anything external from me to create this. I believe it. I feel it. I'm connected to it. And the universe says, I am going to reward you. This is the lottery win of the tarot. Sweet results await. Success, victory, the happiest card in the tarot, joy. Okay, I'm getting goosebumps here. And it's like from a place of absolute pain and suffering and shit. Okay, so now it's like I was in pain, I was in suffering, and this was the predominant energy over and over and over and over again. And now it's like this, you know, this complete opposite energy here. And so I feel like your spirit team, I am going to pull some for this because I don't know this reconsider. I think what was first sort of intuitively coming up, and it could be an aspect of it, but I'll dive in. I think your situation, in order for you to resonate with this, because sometimes we could doubt it, it's like, I think you were invested in an area, fully loyal and committed with a good intention. And now there's an increased awareness in order to reconsider where you put your energy and your effort. It's like, I know now where this energy should go. And I'm not necessarily going to be picking up the same thing or doing the energy in the same way. It's like, I understand my power. I understand how to protect myself, or I understand that the vibration of energy and the self-mastery here in order to align with what's for me. And this is reconsidering how you've been engaged or what it was that was creating this suffering by reconsidering and shifting your energy. Now, I do want to pull some tarot. I'm just trying to see which tarot pack I want to use. Let me use this one. Now, the only reason I never use this beautiful, cute little Nicoletta Sicoli cards, which I absolutely love, by the way, that these little baby cards, is because I can't tell the queens from the kings. And it doesn't have a guidebook. So if you know, or it does have a guidebook, but it doesn't say in the guidebook. If you know the difference, and then you let me know. But I'm just going to read it intuitively, okay? So, reconsider. Spirits, for pile 3, what is this reconsider all about? What did I miss here in regards to their message from their spirits team? Whoever's pulling through here for pile, did I say pile 3? I'm so sorry. Pile 4. Pile 4, pile 4, pile 4. Pile 4, guidance. For pile 4. So we have 3 of Wands in reverse. This was giving me this, doing the same thing, maybe expecting different results. It's like, no, I'm tired of doing this. My increased awareness now is that I can reconsider where I energetically do. And so I understand things differently. I see the truth now. 9 of Wands. So this is the wounded warrior who doesn't give up. Okay, 2 Wands here. What does this reconsider? One more card. Actually, 2 more. 9 of Cups, 3 9s. You guys might be seeing a 999, okay, as an angel number here. But 99 is being the change you wish to see and helping humanity release what no longer serves. Something was emotionally disappointing. It wasn't fulfilling at all. And it's like, it's not fulfilling no more. And so, like I said, with this 9, or with this, I do feel that card. This 9 of Wands could talk about this energetic boundary around you, okay? Because this is a very protected sort of energy. And I feel like your energy is shifting here naturally. I don't feel like, because you came here for guidance, there's something that you're doing. I feel like the reconsideration is looking at a situation openly and honestly about it being sort of this consistent letdown or something here in which there is nothing you can do, and only what you can do, because there's always some energy you can embody. Okay, so there's no proactive external thing to do. There's a vibration of energy that you can maintain, and that is of your own internal self and the confident self, okay, which lets out this beautiful aura around you in order for you to be able to align with something here, okay, that is going to be fulfilling for you. Because I do feel there's a dead end, okay? So 8 swords, yeah, it's like freeing from there's nothing I can do, or the limiting understanding that you once had. It's like, let me look at this again. Let me fully understand this belief, this limiting thing that kept me feeling stuck or defensive or guarded, or again, in that woodpecker sort of energy. So I do feel for this group, I'm going to pull some cards just to close your reading out. What is it that pile 4 is being guided to do here? What did I miss regarding their messaging, regarding their situation, circumstance, and what they're being called to do at this time? Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much, pile number 4, for allowing me to tap into your energy. So we have the Knight of Wands. And we have, I do feel this is the Queen. But like I said, I don't know my Queens and Kings. So we have the Queen of Wands here. Lots of wands. Wands. Fire. So it's like, yeah, empowerment. It's like, oh, I understand now my own power. I understand what's within my ability here, okay? But this is, yeah, the Queen of magnetizing towards herself. Confidence. Okay, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. And so we have the 6 cups, clarified by the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Aren't these cards the cutest thing ever? Another 9. Oh my goodness, look at all these 9s. So 9s, fulfillment, completion, fruition, wisdom, closure. Okay, service to humanity. 9 pentacles in the reverse. 9 cups in the reverse. The Knight of Wands. The 8 of Cups, walking away. And then the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. So remember I said there's something here that's karmic or an experience or that was fated to you to go through. Okay, but we could have been doing cycles, repeating and repeating and repeating. But then we talked about, I think it was here, the spiral of ascension. Okay, when we feel we fall back, and it's like, I thought I would work through this whole thing, you know? But your situation is turning, but it's the universe that's allowing things to shift. Things will shift. There's a movement, there's a shift for the better here. Okay, the minute we sort of walk away, because whatever we were experiencing was emotionally not fulfilling, dissatisfying, and also we might have felt robbed of or believed that we had no way to make a decision, or we didn't have the confidence or the strength, or we weren't in a position to do so because we were at the mercy of something. So it was dependent on me, or I depended on it, and it didn't allow me to move. But it's like now I see the truth. I've overcome or worked through whatever I was supposed to in order for me to be able to move and see and reconsider my decisions a little differently, because I'm no longer held back by the same thoughts. And so I feel like there is something here with this 6 cups, okay, that really speaks to you. This could be a person, place, thing of the past, which emotionally sort of maybe called to us or pulled to us or created some sort of energy here. And I was really sort of dependent on my understanding or the lack thereof, or how I saw something. And now I feel like I can work with the universe to have movement here in order to break out of something so that I can align better with what emotionally feels better. Because whatever this was, it's made you feel like you couldn't manifest or didn't have it. It felt like a dead end, like I said here. Okay. Now the Ace of Wands. No, is it, or is it the Magician? I think this is the Magician. Yes, Magician. So I feel you felt helpless, is what I feel. Okay. And I do feel like it could have definitely been an energetic karmic experience where you were having to go through something here. You know, this is to me sometimes soul contracts that we make. We have justice, which is karmic justice or spiritual courts. This is the Wheel of Fortune, which is things outside of our circumstance. This is the universe with the Chariot. It's like, show me what I need to see or understand here or learn, so that I could face whatever I need to face in order to make decisions, so I can have movement here. So I feel like you're being liberated by your own empowerment to see differently and reconsider where you've been invested and how you've been going about something. Now, this doesn't mean that whatever you're trying to do here, because I do feel you're trying to do something here, is failed. This means the energy has shifted now towards what you're supposed to be building that's aligned. But you're going down that path now. We're no longer sort of hitting a dead end or stalling out, because we have increased awareness. This is the direction. This is truth to align me with the greatest direction here and purpose. It's aligned. And I know it, and I feel it, and I see it, and it feels good. You know, it doesn't feel wrong. It doesn't feel like I'm sad or given up. This feels very good. And so I feel this is a decision made on awareness, a decision made of empowerment, a balanced decision, freeing oneself of some karmic, I don't know, like repeated cycle or a dead end or disappointment here that's made us feel very, I don't know, trapped, codependent, stuck. And maybe it was like I felt like the outsider, and now it's like, no, now I know I'm centered. Now I know I am the key sort of player with the universe here. And so it's really an energy shift that I feel you doing here, okay? And so since we're looking at guidance, you might be like, well, how do I do this? If we're completely far from this sort of energy, then this might not be your reading. And it could be giving you a very high level sort of where you're headed. And to sort of keep this in mind, that sometimes we repeat things over and over until we have increased awareness, so we could shine the light of the truth on the ego or the devil or the shadow parts that are creating this bind to something that isn't feeling good. And so it's saying whatever emotionally does not feel good, wherever we feel codependent or stuck, the only way through severing this thing is working with the universe to see the light and to know when to sort of face our fear and move forward here. It's being given to us through spirit for us to make decisions that are in line. So we got to reconsider how we're seeing things or how we're engaged with things. Okay, but I feel like you will get what you want. So it's confirmation. Sweet results await. I do want to see this woodpecker though. Okay, what is this woodpecker energy? I'm like poo-pooing it, but it does say use your discernment. Yeah, that's this. And fortitude, that's this. To achieve your goals, that's this, sweet results await, and find a new rhythm. Yeah, I'm deciding differently. because I see differently. But let's see. That's this woodpecker. Because I do feel there's some reason why you're there pecking away at something, you know? This feels like a cycle, consistent sort of thing. High priestess in the reverse. I didn't understand and I didn't see. I was trying to understand, but it wasn't actually in line with where the intuition was sort of guiding you, or at least the intuition might have been blocked, or this was the thing we were needing to work through. A clear understanding of our own intuition. It's like I don't see here. I was trying to, I don't know, see my way through with my eyes or with, you know, in the 3D. And this is more about spiritual seeing. This is surrendering into the spiritual. We don't got to do and force certain things here. Okay, so High Priestess in the reverse. And I think there's more to be seen from this experience. 8 Pentacles. Yeah, we were consistently putting the energy and the effort towards something we couldn't see and going against where we were being really guided to. But I felt you had to sort of go through this in order to get increased awareness, or else you wouldn't have seen or learned. One more. And then I do feel, I'm sorry, I want to ask about that thing and what you were trying to reach. Because I do feel sweet as results await is like this thing, you know, finally working out. Yeah, 8, having to walk away. Reconsider this. It wasn't working. It was repeat. It was consistently trying the same thing over and over and over, you know, trying to get to it, thinking eventually I'll get to it, eventually I'll see it, eventually. It's like, no, the only thing that was to be shine the light of awareness was, is this emotionally aligned or not? That's it. And then let me be honest and take my sort of truth and sort of redirect myself, because I reconsider this thing. But let me see. This thing, is this thing dead in the water? What is this thing? Is this the thing that will shift? Because we saw the Wheel of Fortune, which means things changing for the better because of this shift in awareness. So we have the Queen of Cups. Again, like I said, I think that's the Queen in the reverse. The 6 Swords, moving on. And the Ace of Wands, new beginning. Bottom of the deck, Queen of Wands. I don't know if that's the Queen or King of Wands. Wow, again. Okay, so Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So, beautiful angels. I think what Spirit is showing up until a point here is there's a decision that you're making, and it's really one that becomes very clear. Do I want to keep investing in dead end situation here that is feeling challenging to me? And Spirit is saying you are slowly going to move out of this the more you embrace the truth. Your new beginning is actually more solid than you think. There's a beginning here that you can create something very beautiful, very solid, that can stand the test of time. The minute we allow ourselves to have this new beginning and we work with the universe, magnetize it towards ourselves, know our own confidence and our value here. Okay, and I feel like there is something that you've experienced here that's made you feel emotionally depleted. You overinvested maybe emotionally. You kept sort of doing circles with it or giving away your power or your emotional sort of self to something here. And it's saying the minute you see it differently, allow yourself to shift from that, no matter how long it takes, slowly but surely, walking away from what doesn't serve, what's not aligned, the sooner you'll have this beautiful new beginning for yourself, because it's all about you and what's aligned with you. So for some of you guys, if it's this thing, it's going to align. If it's not this thing, there's a new beginning here that you're magnetizing towards you about your own future, you successfully achieving this thing, doing it yourself, okay? And I feel like to get there, it has to go through a series of steps. Something you can't rush, something that it might seem up and down, something that might even seem challenging at a lot of times, like maybe giving up, you know? But it's like, reconsider what you're doing in this moment. Are you endlessly butting your head up against something over and over and over and over, giving away your emotional power? Or are you working towards one day at a time, one moment at a time, saying, is this aligned? Does this feel good? Is this emotionally fulfilling for me? And this is how we manifest towards us, because it's like, how do I manifest what's for me? If we keep doing the same thing, getting disappointed, then we keep getting the same results here. And I feel it was going against where you were being guided, okay? Oh my goodness. This card was, how did that happen? It was the only card that was flipped the other way. That's fascinating. 10 of Wands in the reverse. Yes, surrender. So this is surrender. It really is. I think you're surrendering. And when you surrender, that burden goes, I can't carry it no more, you know? So just push to the max. It hurt too much. It's too exhausting. It didn't amount to anything. It's like I accept the fact of where I'm at. And ironically, when we accept it, we put it down, we walk away, we release it, we say, Spirit, I trust you. Take the wheel. I can't no more. It's too heavy. There's too much energy expent here. I don't want to carry it. Let me surrender. And Spirit says, now you're aligned with manifesting a beautiful new beginning for you. That's totally something you'll feel passionate about, that is going to be very solid, okay, for you. That's what you're bringing in. And so if this thing is destined, because I feel for some of you guys, it really is, it's like this lesson in self-mastery and increased awareness, this shining the light of awareness on the ego allows this thing to break free. Okay, so that we could get the results. But if our North Star was to be aligned with a different person, place, or thing, then that's exactly what you're aligning with. But it is your ultimate joy and your ultimate fulfillment here, made for you, your purpose. No one else is here, okay? But we have to see the thing and align with the thing, not fight the universe, not resist it, not try to know better, because we're blocking something here that wants to flow. So we got to reconsider, okay? Beautiful pile number 3. I hope this helped you. I love you very much, and I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye. Pile 4. I said pile 3. Pile 4, I think. All right, bye-bye.